Hey everyone, I'm Rajeev Ram, your 2020 Australian Open doubles champion, and you're watching Courtside Connections.
Today we've got Rajeev Ram on Courtside Connections. It's been a pleasure to get to know him over the last several years. I've had a chance to watch him play locally and had a great opportunity watching him win the Australian Open this year. And Rajeev, I'd love to hear about your year. I mean, it started off literally perfectly for you. You couldn't have a better start. And then everything was getting teed up for the BNP, and then the pandemic broke out and the BNP was canceled. And just kind of like to hear what your year has been like from winning the Australian until right now, and how the emotional up and downs must have been part of your mentality in dealing with some of this stuff.
Yeah. Well, first of all, thanks for having me. Obviously, like you said, the year started out quite well. We were pretty excited going into, even at the end of last year. It felt like we were really knocking on the door of doing some pretty cool things, and then had a great 2 weeks in Australia. Winning the title there, and then yeah, we're pretty set to continue the momentum we kind of put together in March through Indian Wells, Miami, and then onwards. And then yeah, supposed to leave on, I think it was Monday the 9th for Indian Wells, and on Sunday night we kind of got this message that, hey, look, it's going to be canceled. A formal announcement will happen tomorrow. And I still kind of was like, well, no, surely that's not going to happen, or maybe it's just going to be delayed or something. And then Indian Wells got canceled, Miami got canceled, and then here we are. And yeah, it's been crazy. I don't think I've spent this much time off the road since maybe I was 16 or 17 years old. So it's pretty wild. But look, there are definitely people in worse situations, so I can appreciate that. It's a crazy time for everybody.
You played college tennis as well, and you've had tremendous success in your entire career. Probably nothing quite as successful as your college experience, but I think it'd be interesting for the fans to hear how your tennis career kind of has cultivated from being a top nationally ranked junior player to playing actually high school tennis, which a lot of people don't play high school tennis these days, especially at a guy at your level. But can you take us through your junior experience through high school, and then we want to hear a lot about college because that was a spectacular success you had there.
I kind of started playing tournaments when I was maybe 7, 8 years old, but wasn't incredibly serious as far as my training. I just sort of played on the weekends. I was good at it. I had some success and all that. And then started playing more of the national level stuff when I was 13, 14 years old. Played all of the national events. We have, like when I was growing up, I think it was a little bit different. We had Easter Bowl, we had national clay courts, we had hard courts, and then we had indoors, national indoors, which I don't even know if they have anymore, to be honest. But yeah, we had 4 big events a year, so played them all, played singles and doubles, and was lucky enough to win a few of those. And then along with it, played high school tennis for 2 years, my freshman and sophomore year. We actually had quite a good crop of kids where I grew up in Indiana around my age, and so it was actually decently competitive. I ended up not winning state my freshman year, but ended up winning it my sophomore year. But there was a bunch of good players and had some good matches and all that, and I just had a ton of fun with it. Being on a team, playing for my school, I quite like that. But after my sophomore year, I kind of got a bit more serious with my tennis and started traveling, more for junior events. So it was very difficult at that point to commit to high school tennis. So I didn't do that anymore, but kept playing the junior events around the country at least. And then went to school at University of Illinois in 2003, in the spring of 2003. And yeah, like you alluded to, one of the best experiences really I've ever had in tennis. We had an amazing team. We went 32-0. We won, every match, every tournament that we played. And my partner and I won the doubles for the individuals. My teammate won the singles. So we kind of, made a clean sweep that year. And it was still at a time when just a few schools dominated college tennis. It was like Stanford and UCLA, USC, Georgia snuck in there with a few. But I want to say we were the fourth or fifth school to ever win, the NCAAs. We were the first indoor school. And so we sort of broke a lot of barriers that way. We were all Americans on the team, which was another thing that was a big point of contention, that you couldn't win the NCAAs with only Americans. So we did a lot of things that people said you couldn't do, which I was pretty proud to be a part of that.
That's pretty amazing because yeah, I've followed college tennis and looked at teams nationally, and yeah, there's a ton of international players, which is pretty cool. But for you to have an All-American team, gosh, I wonder if how many teams have pulled that off that have purely Americans on it to win a national championship. That would we'll have to look at that stat later.
I think in the 90s, maybe before that, there was a few more, but starting when I was in school, it was becoming a thing to have a lot of foreign players, which I have no problem with, but I just think it was neat that we were able to do it with all Americans, and we all knew each other from junior tennis, and it was quite fun to do that.
Hey guys, don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more Courtside Connections. Follow us on our social media to stay updated for more episodes. We'll see you on the next Courtside Connections.